Yo, what's good, everybody? I know it's been a minute. For those of you that don't know, this channel started all because I purchased this motorcycle. I'll put it up on screen right now for y'all. And that thing was my baby, you know? I had it for about a year and a half, but I'm sad to say that I did end up selling it. It's gone. I know, rest in peace. I'm thinking, and y'all can let me know how you feel about this idea, but I'm thinking about maybe doing car content on here. Fuck! Oh shit, excuse me. That shit came out of nowhere. Anyways, put the fucking sneezes aside. Oh, I am planning on picking up a little project car this weekend. That's all I'm going to say about that for now, but I'm currently on the way to the body shop because I got to go pick up the title and tag out of another vehicle that I haven't yet told y'all about, which is kind of a sad story, but we might do a little story time on that when we get to the place. But I'll pick it up when we get there and I'll show y'all the vehicle that I'm talking about. Pulled up to the body shop, got this thing outside on the slicks with the freaking carbon wide body Hellcat. This thing's looking crazy. What the fuck? This thing's nasty. Anyways, my car was over there, but I don't see it anymore, so I don't know where they moved it. Maybe it's out here, so I'm gonna go look out there and see what I can find. Well, we got a little bit of bad news. It's a bit confusing here because, like I said, I needed to come pick up the title for this vehicle. I needed to come do that, right? I come to the place, I go to where the car was yesterday, like I just said in the last clip, and that motherfucker's gone, bro. They said he already picked it up. So, I don't even know what to do now. Alright, let me catch y'all up. So basically, I sold the bike. I got this 2007 BMW 335i. 6-speed, twin-turbo, inline 6. Great car, had fun. Red interior. It was great. Loved it. Had it for 2 months. Got rear-ended at the front of the neighborhood. And then they basically totaled it out. Said there was hidden damage that there wasn't. The interior looking all fucked up and dirty and shit. There ain't even no hidden damage. I'm not even seeing anything. Literally, that's where it hit, and there's like nothing there. This was all the damage with the bumper and trunk and everything being fully assembled. Project car secured! Alright, guys. It is almost fucking 12 o'clock. She's rough. Just giving y'all a little walk around. She's definitely rough for sure. You know? But putting gas in the tow rig, girlfriend's Jeep. Anyways, you know, she needs a lot of love, okay? Needs a lot of love. Interior's freaking awful, but it is what it is. We're gonna get it right. I'll get some junkyard parts for this thing. Sorry guys, I didn't film a whole lot last night. I was fucking beat from towing the car and pushing it around because it doesn't fucking run. I don't know if I told y'all that yet, but it doesn't run. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'll show y'all later on when I get to the car what's going on with it. Maybe y'all could let me know down below what could be causing this, because I just got it as a project car to help me learn, because I'm trying to get into the mechanic field and thinking about going to school for it and everything, trying to get a job in the field. So I don't know, we out here just trying to learn. But I am currently at the junkyard, pick apart place, and I ran up on this one right here, this beauty. I didn't find anything that I 100% wanted there, so I'm getting ready to head out. It's just how it is sometimes. I just figured I'd save my money and put it towards repairing the car for now, figure out what's wrong with it, and go from there, really. It's the current setup. I got to the car. This, you know, typical BMW freaking hydraulic strut things. they never work. You don't need them. Anyways, about to take off all this shit back here, take off the cover, and take a peek at the spark plugs. See what they're looking like, and then go from there. I also forgot, I want to show y'all what it sounds like when I try to crank it. No clue what that means, but it's not getting air, fuel, or spark or something. Well, that's how the first spark plug is looking. A little rough, not gonna lie, a little rough. I just noticed also on that coolant hose down there, I don't know if y'all are gonna be able to see it, but there's definitely some oil dripping onto that. So I'm definitely thinking that the valve cover gasket needs to be replaced, because there is just a lot of fucking oil everywhere on this side of the bay. So that's definitely probably where the oil was going, because he kept having to add oil in this thing, and that's probably why. Got all the spark plugs out. They pretty much look identically as messed up and just coated. So I don't know, definitely got to replace those. I don't know if that's our issue or not, but I got the air box moved out the way as well. Thinking about taking off the intake manifold so I can just, I don't know, get a better look at everything. Well, I actually ended up deciding I'm gonna take off the valve cover, just because I know that I already have to do the gasket, so might as well just take it off now, get a little look at the top end, and just see what it looks like. Alright. Yeah, I am. Oh yeah. Ow, fuck. Oh, good. What happened? Oh my, that also happens. Love it. I hope that fell all the way through. It did. Oh, thank God. Jesus. What are we caught on? Stop it. Oh. The gasket's stuck. On what? Oh, stud. A little bit of build up there. A little bit. Yeah, this gasket is done. This is hard. This is like brittle and hard. It's already broken in the middle. That's what we're looking like. It's not the prettiest thing I've ever seen. What in the good God? What? I never fully asked my buddy what exactly happened with the car when it stopped running good. And what he told me was, it was running fine. He went to go get his hair cut, obviously parked it, fucking turned it off. He came back out from getting his hair cut and started it, and it was just idling rough. And then it just was like, he said it was just like, blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah, that was the way he described it. So idling rough. I believe it was misfiring. And then what I guess happened was he just kind of, you know, didn't know what was going on with it and let it sit, but it was cranking and running when he parked it, and now it's not. And I'm just gonna see if we can get as lucky as changing out the spark plugs. And obviously I took the you know, the valve cover gasket off, so I'm just gonna go get spark plugs and the valve cover gasket real quick and throw it in and see if it starts. If that's all that it takes, I will be so freaking happy. Made a quick little trip to O'Reilly's. We got valve cover gasket, some oil. Got a jack, 2 jack stands, oil filter, funnel. Don't mind that. I got some little swivel socket joints because I figured I'd probably need those at some point. Some spark plugs. I guess that's a pack of 4. And here's the 2 others. So I'm about to work on draining oil. Don't worry about that fender liner. That was an incident getting it off the dolly last night. It just ripped it right off, so that's fun. I finally got this oil filter housing, freaking lid, whatever you want to call it, loose. It's ridiculous. You want to see what I had to use? First of all, I had to unbolt this power steering reservoir, which has got 2 bolts right here connected to this housing here, and to clear up room to fit this ginormous pipe wrench around it. And it took a lot of freaking force, even with all that leverage from the freaking pipe wrench, to break this thing loose. I don't know how you get plastic threads so freaking tight. It's ridiculous. Get the new filter here in the box. This is my first ever oil change on a Beamer. I've done traditional oil changes where you have, you know, your more traditional oil filter. Never this. Just got this off. Had to use a little flathead. See about opening this up. Put a little bit of that oil residue on it. Boom. There we go. Get ready to reinstall this thing. Jesus, dude. That's just crazy. I need to wash this first. Alright. Well, let me wash this first. And then I'm gonna get to putting the gasket on. And then put the valve cover back. Whoa, my God. I'm gonna put the gasket on there, and then once I put the gaskets on there, I'm gonna put the valve cover on the top of the engine. Jesus Christ. And then yeah, I need to do the spark plugs and stuff too. Actually, you know what, let's just go ahead and get the spark plugs in while we're here, hopefully. So I'm gonna start out doing these by hand. Don't want to cross thread them. Let's start in the back. I'm just gonna get them tight by hand. Make sure. Okay. Switch it to tighten. This freaking battery terminal is in the way. Okay. Should be plenty tight enough. Alright, well, that's pretty much the basis of this. Pretty simple ordeal here. Just do that step for the next 4. And then that spark plugs, and then I'll worry about the valve cover gasket, and I'll get back with y'all when we're doing that. Got this looking okay to a point where I'm fine with. Let's install these gaskets. This one goes like this. Line these holes up with those holes in the valve cover. Same thing with this side. This one goes like this. Ideally, I would like to put a little bit of like super glue on the inside to make sure these gaskets stay in when I go to put it on the car. But I don't know that we have any freaking super glue at this very moment in time. So, just gonna have to do without for now. Get everything lined up. Go check the back, make sure this is all lined up. I believe we're good. I'm gonna also do these by hand. First, that's just my practice. I tend to always just try to start everything by hand. There's nothing more annoying than dealing with anything stripped. Just makes any job 10 times harder, and it's just not fun trying to fix the problem that you made just because you didn't take the 2 seconds to just do it by hand first. Well, there we go. Okay. Okay, those are nice and tight. Just trying to make sure everything's good before I go and tighten everything down. All right, let's grab our handful of these guys. I don't even know what these are. The term you would use for these, I don't even like. It's like a nut, but not. Oh yeah, that looks like it's seating perfectly. So that's great. Love to see that. It's my first time ever doing a valve cover gasket. So we figuring it out. I definitely recommend to not do it the way I did it, because I think that might have been the reason why I had this little mishap that happened later on while putting the valve cover back on. I think the best process for this is to get every little nut threaded onto the stud and just try to go around the whole valve cover and just get everything equally tight. And so you have an even amount of force distributed around the whole top of the engine, pressing that gasket in properly. It just seems like that's the best process. It looks pretty good, pretty seated to me. And for the love of God, please don't do this. Like, what am I doing? Just kept tightening it because it felt like it wasn't getting tight, and then boom. No way, right? I'm gonna cry. That's tears, don't over tighten them. Last thing y'all saw is I broke the stud off of the valve cover bolt right there, so that's great. But anyways, got everything back together, all the coils and everything plugged in, drain plug on, oil filter in. About to put oil in it and just try to see if maybe it was as simple as spark plugs is what it needs, and hopefully this won't leak. And if it even starts or anything, I don't know, if it does leak, I'm just gonna turn it back off and I'll deal with it tomorrow. I just want to see if we can get this thing started. I need to go get more oil because this is not enough. These engines hold 6.9 quarts. And this is only 5. So, not great. Okay, she's empty. I would be so happy if this thing starts with a new set of freaking spark plugs. But I'm not gonna get too excited because I don't think it's just gonna be as simple as that. I am about to attempt to start this thing. Yeah, well, it's still doing it. I just sat here cranking the car for a little while because it used to run when he first parked it. So I just was like, well, let me stop being scared and just fucking sit here and crank it. And it was getting there, like it was almost running. Oh, it's so close. I don't know. I don't want to keep trying. It's starting to smell like fuel. It's so close. I think I know what it is, Apollo. I think it ain't getting enough fuel. I think it's not getting enough fuel, Bubba's. Hold on. I was so close. It did something. It started going up at RPMs. Holy shit, it was running for a second. Just stay running. After sitting here trying to crank this thing for so long, I finally got it to stay running for more than like a few seconds. But I was also having to modulate my foot on the gas to keep it running here, because if I just let it go and tried to let it idle on its own, it would just die out. And I got to this point, I didn't really know what to do or say because I was just confused. And then on the next crank, I finally got it to idle on its own, but it was doing this weird like loping of going from like 700 RPM to like 1500, and I was just like, well, okay then. I know it was running awfully and it was sitting here sounding like it had a cam when it doesn't, but shitty cam on a freaking motor that's knocking or some shit. But I was just happy to have it freaking running. Skipped today of filming because for one, I forgot the GoPro, but I didn't do a whole lot. I kind of just messed around, but I did end up running around like a crazy person looking for the right O2 sensor. So I got a new O2 sensor because I did that code reading, and it said that the O2 sensor in bank 1 had a problem, so replaced that, got rid of that code when I started it, but it was still idling weird. And y'all remember how I broke off this? I went to a local junkyard because after looking for the part like a crazy person once again, trying to find and calling BMW dealerships a replacement bolt, I was like, yo, I'm tripping. Let me just go to a junkyard and find a car. And I just took a few extra little bits. Like that was the old one that I took out. You can see where it snapped. It's supposed to be, you know, about the equal length as this on the side here. So I went and got a few little extra parts like that. This is another one just in case if I broke another one somehow and whatnot. So yeah, that came in clutch. So got that replaced. I did order intake manifold gaskets, throttle body gaskets, like 13 foot of vacuum hoses, because I thought I was gonna need to go through and do all that. But then I thought about this and I was like, that could be the problem on why it's not running right. So I got that buttoned up. I am currently missing the vacuum line here because I was checking this vacuum line to see if it was broken, and I accidentally did break it because it was super brittle. But I'm gonna try to crank it without that for right now and see what it does. But if that vacuum line on that secondary air intake system or whatever you want to call that damn thing is a problem, I'll just run up to the parts store real quick and try to get a hose and run it. But let's see if this thing will crank right and run right. But it seems like it's running a lot better. Definitely does seem like it's running a lot better. No, why is it doing that?
For some reason, every time I hit the throttle, it would just bog down, and I had no clue why.
That is so strange. Let me plug this in really quick. Go down to 3 series, E46, drive, engine control module. Okay, read trouble codes. Okay, so we're still getting fuel trim bank 1 and fuel trim bank 2. So we just got a bunch of fuel trim. I'm gonna put the air box back on and we might try to take it for a little drive, see if it wants to go. Got the air box back installed. GoPro on my dome piece. Ooh-wee. Turn the AC on in it thing. Hey, look, we're moving. We're going places. I don't know if we gonna make it fucking back, but we going places. PMs are... Okay, shift is smooth as shit too. But we're cruising. No lights on the dash, other than service engine soon. We're freaking cruising, we're dialed. Oh, what the piss? Okay. I clicked the roll up button and some shit just started going crazy over there. But, I mean, hey yo, the mirror is not EML. Something ain't right. I don't know what EML means. I gotta look that up. Engine malfunction light? Is that it? I don't know. I'm gonna go back to the house and pull out the code reader and see if we got any codes that are coming up other than those trim bank ones that we were seeing. I mean, other than whatever just happened, it's doing good. I'm actually surprised at how well this transmission shifts. It's so smooth. It's so smooth. Smoother than my freaking 2012 Honda Civic. I'm not doing too great on the whole working on the car and filming things, but I promise there's a lot of behind the scenes shit that I'm doing that y'all are not seeing. Like, I went and got a vacuum hose to hook up that secondary air pump fucking thing hooked up so it has vacuum now. And then I sat here and I flushed the coolant lines like for a minute. And then I had a little bit of trouble trying to get the front fan off because I didn't have a wrench big enough. So I had to go get a big ass fucking adjustable wrench. Hold on, let me show you all that. This thing is massive. Yeah, you see that damn thing? Had to get that. And it was hard with that to still get down in there because you're supposed to have a specialized tool, but I ain't doing all that. But I needed to take the fan off because I replaced the thermostat. We were running hot and overheating, and I noticed that the heat wasn't really doing right. I don't know why the oil light comes on every time I start this car. It has plenty of oil because it goes off. It comes on and it goes off. Just got the headlights in. They are the Spec D chrome housing headlights. I'm so excited for these. Oh, brother. You're joking. Oh, that's hot. That does not fit. Oh, I'm tripping. Oh, no, I'm tripping. We're not gonna talk about that. All right, let's put it on the right way now. Dude, I did it upside down again. Holy shit. That ain't it, dude. I know we're just jumping right to this, but the car's all good now. And you might be asking, how the fuck is it all good now? I'm just telling you it is. Look, beforehand we was letting off the throttle, letting the RPM go down. I don't have my foot on the gas, letting it go down. No check engine light. Wanna accelerate? Press the gas, downshift goes, doesn't stutter like it was before. And all of that is thanks to the new mass airflow sensor that I got. That's all it needed this whole time was, I mean, it needed other things like the thermostat and spark plugs and everything. All the stuff that I did helped for sure. The ultimate thing ended up being the mass airflow. Once I replaced that, aisle smoothed out. Everything about the car smoothed out. The driving experience smoothed out. Now it just drives like a old BMW with a lot of miles. We need to do some brakes on this thing. Some new rotors, new pads, bleed the system because it does not want to stop very good. But I'm hyped. I'm so excited that the car is finally running better. And yeah, those headlights I ordered, they were the wrong one for the pre-facelift model or the something, I don't know, BMW things. Anyways, gotta return those, get the right ones. The fucking website bamboozled me. It is what it is. At this point, I had already installed the gray door cards, except for the passenger door. I hadn't gotten it opened yet, but I got the gray seats also installed. And while I had the seats out, I just went ahead and vacuumed and cleaned up everything out of the car. Give me a guess on what y'all think the amount of change was in this car. Also, here's a comparison of the speakers. It's been a little while since I've updated y'all on the car. I've gotten a decent amount done. Don't mind this. We don't gotta talk about it. New headlights on the way. They'll be here soon. Tomorrow, actually. We got new grill. New grills, I should say. Got the gloss black grill inserts there. So those are looking much better. It's gonna pair nice with our new headlights, and eventually we'll get a nice M Sport bumper for the front, and the front end will look good. Replace this BMW badge at some point. But let's move to the interior. It's looking much different in here, as you could probably tell from when we originally purchased the vehicle. Yeah, we tore out a lot of interior bits from a 2002 325i, and don't mind, there's ants. This car was sitting in a field, so there's still ants in it. I need to go through and wipe down all the door panels from working on them and whatnot. I do have the back section of a rear seat for this, but I will go ahead and show y'all too. Come on. That's a little, okay. I don't know how great y'all could see that, but kicker speaker, rear, both sides. So that's it. I love that. Yeah, got them out of the same car we got the interior bits out of. So that's cool. Front door cards either side. Also have upgraded kicker door speakers. So that's sick. I gotta still get blackout plate for that right there. And the audio sounds much better than this thing. And my buddy gave me these two subs with the car, but they didn't have any speaker wiring running from the box to the subs, or an amp or wire running from, you know, the fact that it didn't have an amp. Anyways, whatever I'm trying to say. So I got a little 800 monoblock kicker amp and wired all that in. This, in addition with all of the new speakers added in, is definitely a nice upgrade in the sound department. And as you can see, this door works now. It was actually a crazy easy fix that was quite strange, honestly. Right where the wire meets up with the little clip that clips into the back of the door handle, there was a lot of foam from the just factory protectant that went over the cable, and it got stuck up inside of the white clip, not allowing the cable to fully release. And so once I unjammed all the foam out of it, it worked like it should have. And now it's pretty much, she's dialed in, runs great, been driving it. Neighbor's dog escaped. Everything's great, it's dialed, idle's good. It's not gonna run the smoothest. It's a high mileage car, 214K. It's up there for sure. It may be a high mileage car, but it drives pretty smooth, if I do say so myself. It drives pretty smooth. Only thing that I really noticed is, you know, going from a stop, it's a little weird. Like, I'm pressing the throttle, you have to give it feels like a little bit of throttle for it to actually, you know, engage and start moving forward. A little strange, but you know, no problems. I also managed to dig out the DCS button, so, you know, little fun button there. Ooh, is it still wet over here? Traction control turned off. Get the rear tire a little wet, see what we can do. Roll down the window. Huh. It like splits, but it's like doing one wheel. Huh. see. Damn. It does not like it too much. It's definitely mainly spinning one wheel. But yeah, like you see, it gets down for a little high mileage fucking fun having car, you know? Just get to do whatever. Put a little bit of money into fixing it up, made the interior more comfortable and appealing, and fucking hitting the fuck out of a bump. Holy shit. Let me get out of here before, one, I break the car, and two, I get in trouble for drifting in the part of the neighborhood they're trying to build still.
Disclaimer, this neighborhood was in Mexico.